Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be playing some more Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Let's go ahead and take a look at the crew here. Viatulio just finished up working on Dragon. I don't have anything else in the Morpher role for him yet, so we're going to go ahead and switch him over to... Actually, not White Monk. I want to go Black Monk here. I want to try to get him some more advanced abilities. Do we have anything worth picking up as far as armor goes? We do have turbo mana points for the white mage. Unfortunately, that appears to be all we have access to. Alright, so as far as tier 2 magics go, we have access to fire and thunder at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and grab tier 2 thunder. Fortune Ring will nullify Sleep and Doom, and give him a pair of speed boots as well. We're going to go ahead and switch his secondary off to Morph. Alright. Now, with Mont Blanc, we have just finished the Ring ability that he was working on. So we have Ring, Firebomb, Ball, and Dagger. Let's take a look at which weapons we have. I don't usually like to go for the Hurl Juggler ability, as it will expend an item from your inventory to deal damage. And I don't like to throw away my items needlessly. We already have Firebomb, we have Ball, Ring, and Dagger. That appears to be everything that I have unlocked at the moment. Yes, nothing else to work with here. And we already have the Thief combo, so we're going to go ahead and switch Mont Blanc here. We haven't yet unlocked the Mog Knight. That will require one Animist ability. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Animist here. Are there any good Animist abilities that we can get from armor? No, it does not appear so. Let's go ahead and give him the Brigandine that he was wearing initially. We're looking for Sheep Count. Yes, that is a 100 ability point ability that we can work on. Now, as for our secondary, I'm going to keep Stunt on there for now. Definitely want to have access to our damaging abilities. We will switch that back once we've completed what we're working on. Tud in the Thief role here is working on Steel Helm. 90 more points to complete that. Lenny we have working on quite a few things. Mog Lance, which is a ranged attack. We also have Last Haste, which, when taking critical damage, will allow him to gain turns faster, as well as Shield Bearer. And Eldina we have working on Blizzard. Letitia we have working on the Thunder ability for the Summoner role. One battle left, really, to accomplish that. We're at 150 out of 200. Kaif we have in the Gladiator role. He's already learned Fire and Bolt Sword. He is now working on Ice Sword. Nektu we have mastered Armor, Shield, and Accessory, and are currently working on Steel Helm. That will require 110 more points. And that is it for our main crew. Let's take a look first at the clan list here. No missions currently. Take a look at the clan turf. We have one that we need to assist here, Ludia Pass. Before we do that, let's go ahead and stop into the pub here and see if we can find any good send-away missions for our extras. Eisenfield. Somebody spread the word that those rumors of bandits in Eisenfield are a bunch of lies. It's bad for business. Chocobo Shop. Eisenbranch. We have access to a diamond sword from this mission. It will require the defeat of 3 enemies. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can send somebody out on this mission here. Seems like only about half of our crew would be able to accomplish this. If I were to send Eldina... Actually, no, I'm going to keep Eldina out of this battle. Out of this mission. I want to send her on the battle specifically. Let's go ahead and send Linny out on this mission, since he is an extra, and I don't necessarily care how quickly he masters his abilities. Carlos's Day. Wanted performer to entertain at the birthday party of Carlos, the second son of the Marquise. Eldoring. Zhang, Streeteer. This is a 5-day mission which will provide us with the white thread. That is a mission item we will need later. The missions are definitely getting tougher. You can tell my team is not adequately equipped all around for these. Scrolling all the way to the bottom to find the new missions. No sense. Tonight's the night of my big date, and my dress and shoes are perfect, but I can't find my perfume anywhere. Help. Lucy, party girl. Alright, it will take 15 days and will require the Caravan Musk, but it will provide us with the animal bone that we need. Alright, Eldina would be able to do this mission, but she is the only one. If I were to try to send Amelia, for example, she would not easily succeed at this mission. The question is it worth sending Eldina on this mission? I do have the black thread required for this mission, and it looks like we would have a little bit of a higher success chance if we chose to do this. Runaway boy. Need someone to find a runaway child and give him some home-knit clothes. The clothes will be ready as soon as I find thread. Gina. Maroon Orphanage. This will last for 10 days and will give us the stasis rope. It does require the black thread though. Alright, do we have any other missions worth taking? Oh, fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't have what I need for this mission. It requires smithing level 20, as well as 2 mission items that I do not currently possess, so we will come back to that at a later time. I don't think we have the neighbor pin for this. No, we do not. Another one for later. Don't have the broken sword. Magic cotton. We do not have that either. Alright, it looks like we are as good as we'll get now. Let's go ahead and help Ludia out here. 4 enemies to fight. No use of call or bind. Call refers to the Animist ability tree, so we will not be able to use the Animist abilities on Mont Blanc. That's okay, we have secondaries. We could put Nektu in this battle, that would give him 80 ability points, putting him very close to finishing what he's currently working on. Tud will gain a lot from this as well. I'd say between them, it might be worth switching Leticia out. She only needs one regular battle, whereas Nektsu would need 2 regular battles, or this, and a send-away mission. Alright, their archer's going to go ahead and move forward here and take a shot at my black mage. Take aim, never miss damage. That will deal 5 damage to mana points. Alright, Yatulio's turn. Let's go ahead and move forward here. We're going to go ahead and fire off a Tier 2 Thunder Spell. 75% chance to hit, and 50% chance to hit respectively. Looks like roughly the same amount of damage as long as it hits. We missed the archer, but we did hit the soldier for 45. The white mage is going to go ahead and take her turn. She's probably going to move forward and cast heal, if I had to guess. Well, guess she determined the health on the soldier was high enough not to need it. The second archer is going to take his turn here. He's going to shoot a never miss, take aim at my Moogle Mont Blanc. This should do roughly 2 damage. Alright, let's go ahead and move forward with Nektsu here. We're going to move off to the side and fire off an Air Render. 75% chance to hit for 57 damage. This should be fatal if it hits. Fantastic. Alright, gonna go ahead and move forward with Tud here. Actually, I think I would rather move over to the side. Gives us a better angle at landing an Air Render here. 67 damage, 75% chance to hit. This will put the second archer at critical health. Time for Mont Blanc to shine here. Gonna go ahead and move over to the side. We're gonna go ahead and throw a firebomb at the second archer. 75% chance to hit for 27. And we were successful. Alright, that brings us down to 2 enemies remaining. The bunny girl white mage does not have the ability to use resurrection, so we don't have to worry about that. The first archer is now going to go ahead and move over behind Nektsu and fire an arrow at Tud. 63% chance to hit here. Successful and critical damage, 13. White mage is going to go ahead and take her turn. Looks like she's going to move forward and head down the steps. Too far away to perform an action though. Gonna go ahead and move back behind the archer here and fire off a Tier 2 Thunder Spell once again. 75% chance to hit for 47 damage. And we were successful this time. That puts the archer at about a quarter health. Let's go ahead and take out the white mage now. If we were to attack in melee, it would do almost exactly her health in damage. But if we fire off an Air Render, it would guarantee a fatal hit. Let's go ahead and do it. 90% chance to hit. And we hit for 70. Alright, let's go ahead and move over with Tud here. And we're going to go ahead and fire off yet another Air Render. We know it works. 75% chance to hit here. And we missed. I've spoken too soon. Judge is going to go ahead and move some bodies and then move himself as well. Let's go ahead and move down the steps here, get a little closer to the archer. And we'll go ahead and fire off a dagger. 75% chance to hit here for fatal damage. that brings the battle to a close. Alright, help Ludia clear. So we got 80 ability points for that. And Linny has successfully cleared his mission. Linny, Kupo, Eisenfield, handled with ease. 50 ability points for Linny and the Diamond Sword as well. We now have too many items here. That is an R2. I'm not too worried about keeping it. A new clan member wants to join. Marianne. Sure, why not? Eisenfield is now clear. We have 5 total locations free of other influence. Let's go ahead and finish off our send away missions here before we proceed. Carlos's Day. Kaif here. Carlos's Day cleared with style. We got a white thread and 30 ability points, as well as the Rapier and Holy cards. Holy is an R5. We definitely want to keep that. We'll go ahead and trade that out for the items card. Let's go ahead and fight this enemy here. This should give us enough ability points to finish up some of the abilities we're working on. No use of frog or steel. I'm gonna go ahead and use my usual group here. Okay, so it looks like Eldina is still away on her mission. Alright, a couple of new types of characters here. We'll go over that in just a moment. Elma, the archer, is going to go ahead and move down towards the ground level and fire off an arrow here. 95% chance to hit for 7. And it was successful. She must have Concentrate on as a passive that will allow her to hit more reliably. Let's go ahead and do a Whirlwind here. 80% chance to hit and 75% chance to hit respectively. 34 damage roughly. We hit both targets here, doing just over 30 damage to one and just under 40 to the other. Unfortunately, my summoner is not going to be able to get close enough to fire off any attacks without hitting an ally. 39% chance to hit the White Monk. 70% chance to hit the Templar there. For 37. Apologies, I said Templar. He's actually a bishop. He has access to a few different abilities. They primarily deal with magical damage, but they also have some debuffs as well. Let's go ahead and move Yatulio actually over to the other side here. I'm going to fire off a Thunder spell, trying to hit the White Mage and the Archer. Hopefully we can take them both down at the same time. Unfortunately, not enough damage to take the Archer out, but we may well take out the White Mage at least. Ah, things turned out exactly the opposite of how I anticipated. We took the archer out, but not enough accuracy to hit the white monk, or white mage. Let's go ahead and move Yatulio over here. We're going to go ahead and fire off an air render. 90% chance to hit for fatal damage. Alright, HUD should be able to take out the bishop here. 85% chance to hit for fatal damage. Wow, missed an 85% chance. Don't see that every day. Let's go ahead and throw a firebomb here. 85% chance once again. For 28 damage, that did turn out to be fatal. Alright, one enemy remaining here. He's going to go ahead and take his turn. Or apologies, I said one enemy remaining. There are actually two. I forgot about the Moogle up top. 20 and 18 damage. He just threw a Far Fist at me, successfully hitting both targets. Alright, their Animist is going to go ahead and take his turn here. Looks like he's going to move down towards Nektu and attempt a melee charm. Interesting. 60% chance that this works. And it was successful. Alright, we're going to have to break Nektu out of that. We have 3 more turns to do so. Let's go ahead and fire off a Fire Sword. 73% chance to hit here. That puts the Moogle at critical health. Alright, we're going to go ahead and fire off a summon here. Actually, I don't necessarily need that much damage. Let's go ahead and instead use a Blizzard spell here. 73% chance to hit the Moogle for fatal damage, 82% chance to break Nektu out of his mind control here. Alright, we've succeeded at both. Nektu is now free of the mind control, and we've taken out the 4th enemy on the enemy team. Let's go ahead and move over with Yatulio here. Once again, firing off a tier 2 lightning. That would only do 49 damage with a 39% chance to hit, but without any other options here, let's go ahead and do it. We succeeded for 47. Alright, Nektu's going to go ahead and take a turn here. Only real option for Nektu is to attempt an air render here from directly in front, which is a 39% chance to be fatal. Two 39% chances in a row, taking the final enemy here, the White Monk, out, and ending the battle for us. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. Alright, we got 50 ability points, and we got a Crosier. Looks like that is a weapon for the Sage. Todd has also mastered Steel Helm, Montblanc Sheath Count, Nektu Steel Helm, Leticia, the lightning ability for summoners. Don't need bind. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what we can replace. So, Montblanc can now access the Mog Knight, as well as the Gunner and Gadgeteer. Now, I'm going to go with the Mog Knight here, getting him access to some more ranged abilities. So we'll go ahead and put on some heavy armor here. The gold armor, which I do not have the ability to put on at the moment. Ah, Lenny is wearing it, that's right. We will have to go purchase some. The Atmos Blade, which will give us the Mog Lance. The Dash Boots. Alright, we have Sud now done with Steel Helm. Let's go ahead and switch him over to a fighter. We're going to go ahead and equip him with the Weiger, which will teach him the ability Strike Back. Instead of taking a damage from an attack, he would stop the attack and instead counter it. Let's go ahead and pick up Air Blast here. I have access to the Opal Shield. That's what I want on my other character. Air Blast and Strike Back, very nice. We'll go ahead and put the Steel passive on, secondary on, I should say. Alright, still need to get the chest piece. Go ahead and get Shield Bearer equipped. Now, Leticia, we can go ahead and change her weapon here to get her started on another ability. Let's go ahead and get... We could get Unicorn, that is a heal and cure status effects. We also have the Spring Staff, that will unfortunately not do anything for her. Alright, we need to stop into the shop here. We're going to go ahead and buy another set of gold armor. We'll pop into the weapons field here. We need to get ourselves something for Leticia. Kieran, that's nice because it gives the heal over time status effect to our allies. Carbuncle, I believe that one applies barrier, which will reflect magical attacks. Definitely need another Ifrit. And I think that's all that I need at the moment. Alright, now we have quite a few things for Mont Blanc to work on. Tud is set up. Lenny is good. Eldina is currently away. Leticia needs her new weapon. Let's give her the guard staff so she can start working on her fire attack. Kaif is good. Nektu, we need to switch him for something else. We have armor, shield, accessory, and helmet. Alright, doesn't look like we have anything good at the moment. Let's go ahead and get him started on the combo ability. Alright, everybody is set. Let's go ahead and pop into the pub here. Emerald Keep. The Royal Mage Academy has given up their search for the giant emerald crystal of Silica Keep. Treasure hunters, now's your chance. Levy. Search team member. Survivor, that's a nice item for the White Monk, I believe. That will teach some interesting abilities. As well as the Morning Star. That is nice for the Sage and Alchemist. We also get an R2 Anti-Law. Let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and save here. And before we go off on our mission, let's go ahead and pop into the Card Keeper here. See what we can get access to. Slow. It's always good to have one of those. Costs 6, so we'll trade 2 3-cost cards to damage to humans. That is an important one to have. Occasionally you can find laws in your combats that prohibit the use of damaging abilities to a certain race. Definitely very annoying to have to deal with. We're going to go ahead and trade a copycat card here. I don't plan on using... Actually, no, I should keep that. I do think I might run into some issues later on. We'll trade a stop and a wind. That gets us halfway there. We need 6 more. Blades aren't such a huge deal, nor are greatswords. Can we get 1 more out of this? Not seeing any great options here. Go ahead and trade my other greatsword. That gets us to 12. Alright, we've successfully cleared up a few slots. We should be good now for our combat. Now the question is, where do they want me to go? Ah, here we are. Ah, good, we've got Eldina back, just in time. 50 ability points and the stasis rope. And Dieter, a new clan member. I didn't realize we had the space. To the Emerald Keep. This is our next checkpoint mission here. A giant emerald crystal, huh? I wonder if it's one of those crystals. You here looking for the emerald too? The Academy pulls out, and before the echoes even fade, wham! In come the clans like a pack of hyenas. Who are you? I am Bobbus, personal mage to His Highness, Prince Mute. I am here surveying this land on his direct request. Mute's personal mage? The prince has informed me that there is someone who means him ill. Do you know anything of this? If you do, tell me at once. Who? Me? I don't know anything, sir. I had no idea he wanted this world to exist. Them? What was that you just said? I didn't know Mute wanted this world to change like this. Wait a minute. Perhaps it is you of whom His Highness spoke. No, I don't mean him any ill at all. I just want the world to go back to the way it was. Back to the way it was? You speak nonsense. Get him. Alright, let's take a look at the laws here. No use of defend or confuse. That shouldn't be a problem for us. Let's take a look at Yatulio here. I want to see how far he has to go. 70. Okay. We are still good. Mont Blanc, we'll go ahead and put him in the front. Tud is mandatory for this fight. Let's go ahead and get Eldina set up. Definitely want Leticia for this fight. Now, Kaifu or Nexu, we could go either way on this. I think I'm going to go with Nexu just because of his extra range. And let's give it a shot. Defeat the boss. Let's take a look at some of the items that our enemies have equipped. The Agus Shield and Mirage Vest. Both of those are nice. Some Diamond Armor. Fantastic. Definitely worth thinking about. The Opal Helm and Gold Armor. We already have Gold Armor. We don't really care too much about Opal. The White Robe. I have a set of that already. Nothing important on the Alchemist there in the back. And the Gunner. Nothing worth noting either. Okay, so it seems like the only two enemies we care about stealing from are the Templar in the front and Babis himself. Alright, let's go ahead and move forward here. Alright, Leticia can go ahead and throw a fire spell out at Babis. We only have a 40% chance to hit here. And we missed. Alright, let's go ahead and get Yatulio up here. We're going to go ahead and morph into a snake. I want to take advantage of the opportunity to turn as many people into frogs as possible. That will help us prolong combat without being in any sort of danger. You said you wanted the world to go back to the way it was. What did you mean? Ivalice isn't a desert, it's a snowy country town. Everything went crazy. This isn't the real world. This is Mute's fantasy world. It's like a game. Ha! The only thing that's crazy around here is you, my boy. But it's true. So this world is a figment of Prince Mute's imagination? Nonsense. I've served the prince for years. I'm telling you, Mute's not a prince. He's just a boy. How dare you call the prince an ordinary commoner? Babis is pretty tough. He has a lot of heavy damage attacks. This is not one of them, though. 85% chance to reduce my character's health by a quarter. And it was successful. 25 damage there. Let's go ahead and move forward with Nexu. Not close enough to do anything significant this turn. Let's go ahead and fire off an Error Render. 70% chance to hit for 58 damage. Alright, that takes Babis down to about half health. Now we have Tud here. Let's go ahead and use our steel abilities here. Let's go ahead and take the shield, I believe. That is the more rare of the two items he's wearing. 90% chance to succeed here. Alright, we've taken the Agus shield. Now the best thing to do here would be to throw a firebomb at Bobbus, preventing him from using any other spells. Now, I don't know if he is immune to the status effect Berserk, though. It appears he might well be, because he did not fall under the influence of that. Alright, well, let's go ahead and try and fire off a sleep here. 70% chance to hit with that. And we were successful. Fantastic. Now we can mitigate most of the damage that would otherwise be problematic for us. Robber, the alchemist. He's going to go ahead and move forward here, but he is too far away to perform any meaningful action, so he'll end his turn. Cheetah, the gunner, has pretty much the full map worth of range, so he'll be able to fire just about anywhere on the screen. But opted not to do so. Alright, their bishop is going to go ahead and take his turn here. He's going to move forward and throw a heal onto Bobbus. Luckily, his heal does not also remove status effects, so Bobbus will still be asleep. Carl's going to go ahead and move forward here, their first Templar. Second Templar, Kenneth, is going to go ahead and take his turn. Alright, now we have Leticia. Well, let's go ahead and move forward here. Try and line ourselves up for a big attack. Fantastic, I have at least a chance to hit everyone. 33% chance on the gunner, doesn't look too promising, but I might be able to hit the other two. As I expected. Alright, let's go ahead and attempt to turn their bishop into a frog. We have a 60% chance to hit with this. And we were successful. Now we don't have to worry about any more heals going out. Let's take another look at Bobbus here, see what else he has going on. He does have the Mirage Vest. I think that is worth stealing here. But is it worth more than the armor that Carl is wearing? The diamond helmet and armor. What would my chances be of a successful steal here? 80% chance to steal the helmet. Let's go ahead and do it. And we've succeeded. Diamond helmet acquired. Let's go ahead and move over in front of Bobbus, so we will go ahead and steal his armor as well. 100% chance to do so because he is asleep. And Tud is leveled up as a result of the successful steal. Judge is going to go ahead and take his turn now. Robber is going to take his turn now. Looks like he's going to go ahead and cast a poison spell. 50% chance to hit here. And that was a miss. Alright, Nexu's turn. We're going to go ahead and use Dagger here. 15 damage, 80% chance to hit. And also a chance to disable the target. We've successfully hit with the ability. And he has been disabled. Alright, let's go ahead and use Eldina here to fire off a double cast. I am going to use Sleep on the gunner. It's only a 50% chance to hit, so I am going to double cast it, just in case. We missed on the first, so it's a good thing we double cast. And we hit with the second. Carl's going to go ahead and take his turn here. He is disabled, so he will not be able to do anything. The second Templar, Kenneth, will take his turn now. He is now within range to perform an action. He is going to go ahead and attempt to attack here with his melee weapon. 69 damage, that was critical. Leticia is now almost completely out of health. She does have access to Cure. Let's take one last look at the items that our enemies are wearing. Babas does not have anything currently equipped. Kenneth does have gold and opal, but I don't care necessarily about those items. Carl, I definitely want the diamond armor from. A white robe. Nothing worth noting on the gunner, and I bet the alchemist either. Nope. Okay. That being the case, I can more or less take out our enemies here. What sort of armor is Leticia wearing? The blaze robe. Okay. Let's go ahead and move up into range here. Ah, she cannot use Ifrit. She is out of mana. Go ahead and throw out a thunder spell here. $22 damage and 20 damage, respectively. And she is now out of mana, so we're going to go ahead and pull her back. 6 damage from poison. Kaka the Bishop Frog has sustained. Gonna go ahead and move forward here and attempt a melee attack on Mont Blanc, which will trigger a counter. 48% chance to hit. 28 damage in counter. That puts the frog at critical health now. Gonna go ahead and attempt to poison frog the alchemist. 0% chance to succeed. If we can get within melee range, we cannot. Alright, change of plans here. We're going to go ahead and try to poison frog the other Templar. 60% chance to hit with that. And we have succeeded. We now have 2 frogs on the enemy team. Go ahead and steal the armor from our friend here. Just so I can have an extra white robe. Never know when that might come in handy. Let's go ahead and wake up our friend Babas. I anticipate he will get his turn almost immediately upon waking. 100% chance to do 77 damage here. Robert got his turn. The alchemist, he's going to go ahead and move down here, right next to Yatulio, and simply end his turn. Odd that he chose not to attack. A melee attack on Babas has an 88% chance to hit for fatal damage. We could continue here trying to steal the armor from the bishops, but it isn't anything that I need right away, so we can come back to that later. We have succeeded at defeating Babas. That will bring to a close the battle. Grr. Caught me off my guard, you did. I'll be back. Whatever the reason, the prince wants you dealt with. You cause him pain, and that is real enough for me. Now I know what you look like. There'll be no escape. Mute, I'm sorry, but I have to do something. Emerald Keep went well. Now for the next one. Eldina has mastered Blizzard, and our clan is leveled up. We've also earned the Ruby Earring due to our threshold there in one of our skills. Now we have a new location to place, the Nargai Cave. Where do we want to place that? Let's go ahead and put it over here. And there are strategic reasons why I am placing the things that I am placing where I'm placing them. Certain locations being placed next to others will result in special rewards from them. Because this cave has 2 fields next to it, when you search for treasure, you will get a better than average item. We got the Talak Flower. Into Eisenfield here, it has 3 different locations placed around it. I don't necessarily know that that will increase the drop yield, but it appears that it did. I got Geisel Greens. And Giza Plains only has 1 cave next to it, nothing else at the moment. So its rewards are none at the moment. Alright, let's go ahead and equip our characters here. Yatulio still needs 1 more battle. Hud has just begun. Eldina has finished what she was working on. She has Barrier, Fire, Thunder, Blizzard, Sleep, and Poison. Thunder, Sleep, Cure we could get access to. Fire, Blizzard, Poison. Yes, let's go ahead and start working on Cure. Mont Blanc here has just begun in his work. Leticia is also just starting on Ifrit. Kaif has just begun. Nektu is working on his Thievery. Alright. And with that, that brings us to the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot. Or if you're watching from Twitch, or if you're interested in checking me out on Twitch, I do stream 5 days a week. That is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. EST. If you miss me one day, don't fret. Feel free to drop in the next. Alright, until next time.